I get to do some work on the car today. I'm gonna work on replacing the valve cover gaskets today. Show you guys. Alright, so right in there, see the little tip right there, that's where we're gonna replace today. I drove it a couple days ago and you guys can see down here, there's that stain, there's a leak right there. This side's still good, but I'm still gonna replace it. Just as we're gonna do one side, you know, keep it consistent so both sides are new. All right, so we're set up over here. We got the game on TV. World Cup still going on, so we're gonna be watching the game while we work on the car. So let's get to it. All right, guys, here we go. So just a tip, if you're like me, you're just starting to do mechanic work and you want to make sure that you don't mess anything up, or that you're putting everything back together the correct way when you're done, a good idea is to label stuff. So what I did before I removed all the spark plug cables, I labeled all of them and then just put them off to the side. I also took a picture just to make sure I put everything back where it belongs. And it's not a lot, but it's just the spark plug cables. We got this breather valve over here, and then we also had the one over here for the master cylinder. That hose up there was hooked up over here. So just as a reference, so that way we don't we know where to put everything back once we're done, and everything hopefully works the way it should once we put everything back. All right, these shouldn't be that tight. Let's get them off. Set it off to the side over here. Of course, we always want to be careful not to drop them. So I'm just going enough to get them, just enough to get them loose, and then do the rest by hand over here. And I can already see this whole area right here where I'm removing them on the bottom side. It's all soiled. It's all wet. So there is a good leak over here. You see how, if you guys can tell how wet that is, you know. So this seal on the bottom has definitely failed already, so it's a good thing that we're gonna replace it. This one in the middle. Wiggling, there we go. All right, I hear it coming off, coming loose. See how my fingers are. There's a lot of oil, mostly on this side, on the outside of the valve cover. So let's see. Okay, there's our last bolt. There we go. All right. Oh. Okay, there was washers in every bolt. Alright, so if you guys can see this bottom, the bottom of the gasket is super wet. And that's where all this oil was leaking from. Yeah, so this still looks to be in a decent condition, but you know, we're gonna replace it. We got the part, so we're gonna replace it. So there's gonna be some tighter spots over here, but on there. Okay, seems like this one's a little wet also. Maybe a slight leak on this side. It's just not as noticeable as the other side. The other side was pretty bad. This side, I feel this middle, not right here, it is a little wet. If you guys can see. Okay, let's go. Okay. Carefully. There we go. All our washers are still in place. And look, the gasket on this one came off with the valve cover and didn't even stick to the bottom. Oh. Alright guys, so I'm just going through this with a little box cutter. Just kind of get the excess stuff that's on here. Then we'll clean it off. Like I said, this one, the The driver's side one had a lot more residue on it, kind of thick. So I'm kind of making sure that I get rid of it. Here, I'll turn it so you guys can see it right there. Of course, you want our next one to create a really good seal on the valve covers, so that way we don't have this problem again. I forgot to pick up a brake cleaner or some carb cleaner. I've seen that that's something that can be used to really get all this stuff out and really clean these covers. So I'm probably gonna do that. I probably won't finish this today just because I want these to be very clean before I put them back on the car. But at least we'll get them prepped for the most part. Get some carb cleaner, some brake cleaner, spray them with it, and then put them back on the car. We're not in a real rush to get this done. The good thing is we're getting it done. You know, I've been waiting a long time to get this stuff out of the way. So the other one. This one seems more clean, but it does have some spots like right here. See, it's kind of bulky. I don't know what they used. Maybe they did use something, but I don't know. On this side, it seems like it just kind of formed into the actual cover. Make sure we get all of it. There's a lot of oil here. You guys kind of see right here, like a lot of oil. Same thing, I'll try to get it as clean as possible for now, and then I'll have to stop by the auto parts store, get some carb cleaner, some brake cleaner, hit it with it, make sure we get all this, because there's going to be a lot of residue right now from what I'm scraping off, so we want all that out. And also I'm going to clean the outside of it, make them, you know, they're a little dirty, make them look good. You know, dress up the engine once we put it back on there. All right, so looks like that's all we could do for now. All right, guys, so here we go. We're gonna install the valve covers back on the car today. Got some new gaskets. I'll do a little recap at the end of the video because these are not the original ones that I had ordered. These is the second pair, and there's a reason why I went with a different pair. But I'll explain all that at the end of the video. So okay, we got here this is the passenger. I'm sorry, this is driver's side. Find the one that fits on this one, and then this one gives you a reference. It'll tell you on here. I don't know if you guys can see. It says cover side. So that's the side that goes on the cover, and then obviously the other side will sit on top of the head. So I'm only going to use a little bit of this ultra black gasket maker, just so that it sits in place and it doesn't move when we're applying it on the car. So I'll just put a couple little dots around here. So this is gonna go like this. Here we go. All right, all the sides are in. Let's get our put our washers in first, and then we'll tighten it down. Nuts in place, and then we'll go around and tighten it down. So the other side should go a lot quicker than this. Wrong side. So we're gonna go in a X pattern, just enough, and then we'll come back and tighten it down. I guess I don't need that stuff. Got those four. Now let's get these two in the back, and then we'll go around and tighten them down. All right, let's reset our camera and do the other side. Kind of set it, make sure we get it on the right side. A couple of dabs of this. So we're going, so it's supposed to be the easier side. There's nothing blocking our path over here. There we go. Oh, that actually did go in a lot easier than the other side. Let me readjust my shade over here. Sun's getting hot. I'm gonna be chasing this shade over here. Same thing, we'll kind of go in the next pattern, starting from here. Okay, so while we're here, let's start reconnecting all our stuff over here. Let's see, where's our number one? Three. Okay. I mean, these were already kind of organized, so here's number one. Alright guys, we'll do the other side and then we'll do a little recap video.